From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a huge week ahead of us with this economy continuing to unravel, and that's why you got to get a forced stimulus check now in every U.S. state. In this new week ahead, we'll have the housing data as it shows that inflation has not yet peaked. We'll be looking back on what we learned this week with the numbers that continue to beat. Wednesday with the CPI beating, Tuesday with the PPI beating, and also Friday with the retail sales beating. But with a new week upon us, what we're going to learn? We're going to learn about the home builders on Monday. On Tuesday, the housing starts, and on Wednesday, the existing home sales. What's at issue is that the economy continues to falter as the PPI surged out of control on Wednesday and Friday. Also, the sales were off as well. A recession's underway, and that is why you need to get a forced stimulus check, which is in every U.S. state. Forced stimulus check has landed in every U.S. state, and it is done by executive action from Joseph Biden. Over this broadcast, we're going to show you how to get this big money. It's $100,000. It's in every U.S. state. It's by executive action. It's been law since the month of March. Viewers have gotten it. If you haven't gotten it, in tonight's recording, I'm going to show you how. And you qualify. Single individual, $75,000 less. Married couple, $150,000 less. On SSI, SSDI, in every state, it's federal stimulus. Not from your state, it's from the federal government. Stay to the very end as we go over these incredible checks. And then the other breaking news that's really great news as well is that as that inflation goes higher, the CPI, PPI, and retail sales, then your benefits go up a lot as well. You could be seeing a raise of your benefits of as much as $5,000, not just 1 year, but lifetime. We'll go over that analysis later in this recording as well. Plus, we'll be looking at what this week showed us with that economic data and what will be coming next week with a series of other data on that housing front. The week ahead will be fascinating. We are already in an earnings recession. We'll be looking at what that earnings numbers showed us last week, what they'll tell us this week. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, it's a big night, big evening, and we have a lot of money for you to get. It's Evenings LA, and all the breaking news starts right here, right now, on Evenings. And good evening, everybody. It's a night like any other, but it's certainly a night that you want to get that forced stimulus check. Go right on this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Under the video where there's a button that says join the channel and become a member, because this is the channel where viewers are getting a lot of money. $100,000 of forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state. You deserve it, and you need to get it because we have a lot of data to go over tonight, including the unemployment surging dramatically in that Thursday read announced across the board. But tonight we start with the breaking news. Yes, even on a weekend, there's a lot of breaking news. The week ahead will give us guidance on where this economy is going, especially the inflation. And that inflation data comes in starting on Monday. On Monday, we have major news, and what do we see? A series of data. The home builders report on Monday, Tuesday, the housing starts, and on Wednesday, the existing home sales. These three numbers give us guidance on where this economy is going because it's inflationary numbers, and guess who relies upon them? Jay Powell and the Federal Reserve. We got that statement from Christopher Waller, on Thursday. Now, let's look back to what we also saw this last week, and this last week was a series of data points on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that all collectively said the same thing. Inflation continues to go higher in the U.S. economy, has not settled down, has not lowered, and has not peaked yet. That data point involved releasing of information on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Let's look at the beats that we saw. On Wednesday, we had the major beat from the CPI. On Thursday, we had the major beat on the PPI, and on Friday, we had the major beat on the retail sales. This all signals that this inflation has not settled down, and what you need to know is that as inflation continues to track higher, you need to get that forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Let me give you also a little bit of guidance of what's happening in the new week. In the new week, we'll get new corporate earnings, and those corporate earnings will give us more guidance of whether we are deeply entrenched in what is called an earnings recession. Earnings recession happens when the economy continues to falter. But all this has great news for you. Your benefits could be going up $5,000 across the board. That is great news. We're going to go over that $5,000 of a lift coming to you potentially if you're on SSI, SSDI, Veterans Benefits, RB, and Social Security later in this recording. Stay to the very end. With all this, you need to get that forced stimulus check that was done by executive action passed in the month of March. It's in every U.S. state, and that money is going to be shown to you later in this video. You qualify. You qualify if you're on benefits. You qualify if you've had children or don't have children. How do you get this money? You go run to this video and become a member and get these huge sums of monies later in this recording. Go under this video and become a member and do what you need to do to get these huge sums of money. But let's start with the data tonight. The data tonight is really that this economy has not settled down on the inflationary front, and it's likely not to show any improvement this coming week. Last week, we had the CPI, PPI, and the retail sales released on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, respectively. All three numbers show that inflation continues to go higher on this economy. Now, that inflation is really good for your benefits because that would be another $5,000 a lifetime every year, approximately. More about that later in this video. But these numbers show that inflation has not settled down. Let's recap what happened last week and what will happen this week as well. On Wednesday, July 13th, the CPI was released at 9.1%. This is a June number, and it was a major beat. The month of May was 8.6%, and we were projecting an 8.8% read. It was not just higher because of gasoline. It was higher for a lot of other reasons. When you even exclude food and energy, it rose 6%. That's higher than the expectation. CPI delivered another shock, and as painful as the June number is, equally, Brad, is the broadening sources of the inflation, says a comment by Robert Frick, chief economist of National Federal Credit Union, obtained by LALATE News. He's basically saying not only has inflation not gone down, now it's spread to other parts of this economy. This was Wednesday. Let's recap what this number showed you on Wednesday and why it has good implications for you if you're on benefits. The inflation number released on Wednesday was the first of three. It was the CPI, Consumer Price Index, how much you pay as a consumer at the store or at the gas pump. The May read came in at 8.6% last month, and this month, are you ready? You're ready? Here we go. 9.1%. Ouch. Really horribly higher. And that was the month of June, released this Wednesday, but it has great impact for you if you're on your benefits, as much as $5,000 approximately more per year. What's going on? Your benefits are tied to inflation some part. I'll explain this later in this video. Stay later. We're going to go over this issue of your benefits. But as the CPI on Wednesday for the month of June, released on Wednesday, tracked higher, now analysts certainly believe your benefits are going up a lot. But we got to watch the month of July, August, and September, because if that happens, your benefits are going up an astronomical amount, and you don't have to do anything. It's automatic. How much? Stay with me. Later in this video, we're going to go over those incredible sums of money. That was on Wednesday. We continued thereafter on Thursday with the next number. After the CPI, there's the Producer Price Index. This is how much the manufacturer, the wholesaler, buys for products, not you, the wholesaler. And their price of goods that they went to purchase the month before also went up. And that PPI was a major surprise as well. The PPI shot up higher on Wednesday, higher than Wall Street expected. And what were the numbers? Let's go over the details starting right now. The Producer Price Index number released on June 14th revealed that it rose 11.3% year to date compared to June of last year. And this was near the record ever reported at 11.6% posted in March of 2022. When you exclude food and energy, it doesn't get much better. It's still up 6.4%. The reaction to the news was not particularly good. The reaction was that this economy simply has not settled down the inflationary issues. Then came Friday. On Friday, the retail sales numbers were released, and those numbers gauge how much you're spending in the stores or online. Now, understand it's a confusing number because if the product you're buying is more expensive, the number's higher, even though you're not buying more products, you're just buying the same product that's now more expensive. So, what did the numbers show? It went up, and that number going up is also important because that indicates inflation is kicking in. It's not an inflation adjusted number, but as Fed Governor Christopher Waller said the day before, he wanted to watch this number and this coming week's number for housing. If the data comes in materially stronger for retail sales and housing, it would make me lean to our larger height at the July meeting to the extent that it shows demand is not slowing down fast enough for inflation to get down. Those retail sales came in 1% higher in the month of June, higher than expected across the board. And what's important to understand is that the advanced retails showed that when you adjust for inflation, it actually it was not particularly that much better. Consumer confidence also fell that day to 551.1. That's the second lowest read ever, better than the 50 estimate, which is a record low. Well, why is this important for you? And then what part of it is not important for you? On Friday, if you watched Afternoons LA and Evenings LA, I detailed how stock traders and analysts all throughout Friday were arguing this retail sales number, arguing it left and right. Why? Because you're trying to interpret what the Federal Reserve is going to do at that July FOMC meeting, July 26th and 27th. Are they going to raise interest rates 75 basis points or 100 basis points? And they're trying to say, is the retail sales numbers good or bad? Would be 75 or 100. Do I care? Should you care? No. Why? Because the Federal Reserve is going to do either 75 or 100. It doesn't really make a big difference to you in the bottom line. They're both severe obligations. They're both severe changes. So one of the two are going to happen. It doesn't really make a difference. What does make a difference to you is number one, inflation, and number two, recession. We need to know the impact of these numbers on both you for recession and both for inflation. First, let's go over recession. The recession is the easiest one to know. The recession gives us guidance if this economy is more deeply entrenched in the recession, which started the second quarter of this year. We already know that. We already know that because that announcement was made by the Atlanta Fed GDP Now 2 weeks ago. The official announcement is coming from the Department of Labor on July 21, but we're already deeply in recession. The other way we look and see how deeply we are in recession is by looking at corporate earnings. Corporate earnings will give us a guidance of how deeply we're entrenched in recession, and we call this also earnings recession. What happened this last week? Series of major banks reported corporate earnings for the second quarter of this year. That is month 4, 5, and 6. And what do they show? In some cases, bank earnings in that quarter alone were down 50%. 50% shows massive recessionary pressures, massive recessionary earnings pressures. And we also saw that in the labor numbers. On Thursday, the Department of Labor released their unemployment numbers, and it's the worst numbers we've seen of 2022. Number of jobless claims released on Thursday by Department of Labor surged to 244,000, the highest reported number of the year. It's gone up a lot in just a short period of time. I said it would. It was 188,000, then it went to 200,000 about 4 weeks ago. Then I said it was going to go to 230. It did. 230 1 week, 230 again, 230 again, then 235 last week, and then this week, 244. With that all, it signals massive, massive earnings recession. Now, what are we looking for this coming week? In addition to the housing starts and one of the Fed governors speaking to this week, we're also looking at those earnings reports coming in because we're going to try to see if there's more proliferation of earnings recessions hitting left and right. What are the days and what are the numbers we should know? Well, more banks will be reporting corporate earnings on Monday. And then by the end of the week, we transfer into some of the transports. Is that cute how I did that? Yeah. So let's look and see what we should expect. On Monday, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and IBM report, along with Charles Schwab. On Tuesday, Johnson & Johnson and Netflix report earnings. I don't think Netflix is going to have a good number. Do you? I don't think so. Wednesday's Tesla, and also on Wednesday's night, airlines. That's going to be interesting. A lot of transportation companies that day. Thursday, a lot of insurance, and then on Friday, American Express and Verizon. Also, this coming week, we will get guidance when the vice chair of the Federal Reserve, Brainard, speaks about the situation. I'll have those comments when they're released. What you need to know is that if you see this proliferation of falling corporate earnings, then you got to be worried, because the next thing that could impact is corporate layoffs. Corporate layoffs, like Tesla announcing 8% gone and Coinbase at 10%, layoffs left and right. Those corporate earnings are followed with layoffs. Why? Because if they're posting 50% less profits, they got to, or less revenue, let's just say it's revenue, they got to make sure they have the same profit level or close to, so they're going to have to cut costs, laying off people. Now, let's go to the next part of the two-part prong that you need to know. It's inflation. And this is great news for you, because why? Your benefits. Your benefits are going up a lot, an astronomical amount, and you should be ecstatic, not because of the recession, but because of inflation. Because of inflation, your benefits are going up a lot. And that is why you have to watch this channel. Because as inflation continues to track higher, then what happens to your benefits? They go up an astronomical amount. Let me go over how this works and the calculation with you starting right now. Your benefits are carrying a current benchmark called COLA, C-O-L-A. It's determined by another benchmark that's called the CPI-W. Sound familiar? Yes. It's a subsection of the CPI we just went over. If that CPI goes higher, then your benefits go higher. But there's a catch. It's only certain months. If it goes higher, then your benefits go higher. And which months are they? They are the months of July, August, and September. If those 3 months track higher, then your benefits go higher. And what are we looking at the moment? And what's the analysis at the very start of the new week? Well, we had this week that incredible CPI through the roof, 9.1%, when the month before was 8.6%. When it was 8.6%, the Social Security chief actuary said, your benefits are going up about 8%. When it surged to 9.1% in the month of June, then a lot of people were writing articles saying your benefits may be going up 10, 11%. Here's what you need to know. We need to watch 3 months. This month, July, which is reported a month later, August and September, those 3 months of the CPI will gauge how much your benefits are going. But by all indications, if inflation stays where it is or goes higher but doesn't go dramatically lower, your benefits are going up a lot. How much? They're going up the most you will ever see of your lifetime. The most you'll ever see of your lifetime. This is because inflation's the highest of a generation. At the moment, it looks like the following, approximately $5,000. I've had a lot of people ask me great questions in the live chat because you're really on top of this. You should be. Let's go over some of your questions and my answers to that. Number one, Bob Bacon asks, does this also include Social Security? It does. This includes all benefits, SSI, SSDI, Veterans Benefits, RB, Social Security. If you have multiple benefits, all of them will go up. Number two, a lot of viewers said, is it automatic? It is automatic. You don't have to do anything about it. Number three, is it $5,000 for everyone or the same percentage for everyone? It's the same percentage for everyone. So everyone will have their benefits go up by the same percentage based upon these numbers for those 3 months. Some of you who have more inherent benefits already being paid out to them will already get a bigger lift, obviously. And in many cases, it could be more than $5,000. Could inflation go higher? No one's asked that question, but let me answer that question for you right now. Could inflation actually go even higher than we're seeing with this June read released this last Wednesday? It is possible, because remember, when you exclude gasoline, the number went up substantially. So if gasoline continues to track higher or any of these items at issue do not settle down, inflation could go higher. Now, amidst all this news, we did have an interesting series of comments that came in on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And what were they? That there was new indication that there may be some supply chain disruption improvements. What is supply chain disruption? Supply chain disruption is what determines how much goods do not get to you on time. Wholesaler can't get the products to you on time because there's something wrong with the shipping or the trucker or the ports. And that's a supply chain disruption. A series of analysts this week said showing signs of improvement. Not like yet reflecting the numbers, let's make that very clear, but certainly showing signs of improvement. And there you go. Your benefits would go at the biggest amount of a generation. You want to dance on this one. You want to get up and do a dance for yourself right now. This is astronomical. This is what you always wanted. This is more than SS300. This is everything we've always talked about on this channel. This is even more deliciousness because we never expected inflation to continue to track higher month after month. And now it's tracking higher exactly into the 3 months in which your benefits are determined upon. It's really, really wonderful news. Also really wonderful news is that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. That fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state is incredible. And in this next week, we're going to watch the data coming in on the housing. On the next week, we have Monday home builders, Tuesday housing starts, and Wednesday existing home sales. That'll give us more indications of whether we'll have more beats on that front as well, because these will be more inflationary numbers. Yes, last week, all these major beats on inflation. Will we have additional beats on inflation coming next week? Again, this all helps your benefits going up across the board. That is next week for this channel. Now, what's important for you to do is you need to get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Go right on this video and become a member because this recession is very confusing. And the fourth stimulus checks are not. Who gets them? Let's go over all the details of that right now. A fourth stimulus check is landed in every U.S. state. It's done by executive action. It's not state stimulus. It's not from your state. It's not from your state legislatures. And let's go over the notion of how they work starting right now. In the month of March, a fourth stimulus check became a law by executive action for the entire United States, for every state of the United States, approximately $100,000. You qualify. You qualify. How did this become law? By executive action from Joseph Biden. In the month of March, series of different executive actions, passed them, and viewers have gotten those checks ever since. You deserve to get those checks. Get them right now. You qualify. Single individual, $75,000 less. Married couple, with children, without children. On benefits, SSI or SSDI, you deserve it. How do you get these incredible checks? Step 1, you become a member. You go right in this video, become a member. Step 2, under the membership, when you become a member, you get that incredible newsletter. And stay to the second half. We're going to go over all these incredible checks. You deserve them right now. Go right in this video and become a member. Get these checks right now because guess what? The economy is not going to be improving anytime immediately soon. And there's going to be a lot more people looking for checks as they see the CPI surging, as they see unemployment surging. A lot of people are going to be asking for more checks, and you can't wait around for that money. You need to do it right now. Go into this video and become a member. And in the second half of this video, we'll be going over more about that in incredible detail. Some of the other subject matters I want to touch on right now before we do go into the second half are sort of the tail end other subject matters. Is gasoline going to track higher? It's likely going to track higher, says a lot of heads of ExxonMobil. There's been no solution solidified by the White House, even though the president is in Saudi Arabia this weekend. No solution has happened, and with no solution happening, gasoline will track higher. Why has it tracked lower? It's tracked lower because what has happened is that traders of gasoline are worried that recessionary pressures will bring down the price of gasoline because less people in their mind will buy the gasoline. Number 2, are recessionary pressures going to pick up? Yes. So with that, what's important to remember is you got those wonderful worksheets. You're a member of the channel. You got those wonderful worksheets. Pull them out right now. We're going to go over those incredible worksheets for members and understand what this week ahead means for you and your money. As a member of this channel, every day that you get that incredible LATE newsletter, the third line approximately of the newsletter is the LATE worksheets. What is it? It's a series of pages written by me. It's authored for LATE for this channel. You're not going to see this anywhere else in broadcast media today. That helps you understand where this economy is and helps you with the money going forward. What is it? It's a series of pages, a PDF you can print out from your phone or your computer and then take notes and keep track of your incredible stimulus. It's very, very helpful. But today, you have a lot to take notes on because we've covered a lot in just a short period of time. The first page of the LALATE worksheet, and here it is in my hand. First page is the economy. What have we learned today so far in this recording about the economy? Now, on the inflationary front, we learned that the CPI beat, the PPI beat, and we also learned that the retail sales beat. We also, for inflation, are looking to this new week to see Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday data from housing, all different parts of housing, all that indicated to go higher because inflationary pressures will have that data on this channel. Recession. We learned a lot about recession in this recording. We learned about the earnings recession as a series of corporations reported second quarter earnings this last week, with their earnings down in some cases 50%. That's earnings recession. We're currently under recession. The official announcement is coming July 21 from Department of Labor. Then on the labor front, what did we learn on that? Number of new jobless claims released on Thursday, surge out of control. It was 188, then it went to 200, then it went to 230 for 3 weeks. Last week was 235. This week, 244. And then finally, the Federal Reserve. What do we learn about that? They're meeting that July FOMC meeting, the Federal Reserve governors, and they're going to do an interest rate spike, either 75 or 100. Do we care? No. Both of them are very austere. Do we care to debate whether it's 75 or 100? No. Let me show you how ridiculous this subject matter is. On Wednesday, the amount of analysts that thought it was going to be 100 basis point was 80% in a poll at the time. On Thursday, it dropped to 44%. By Saturday, the same poll was ran again, and now it's 20%. So those same people who thought it was 100 basis point on Wednesday have changed their opinion by Saturday. You know, that's not a lot of conviction. That's just not a lot of conviction. It's like if you wear lobster shorts, have the conviction that it looks wonderful. I mean, even though it doesn't look wonderful, have the conviction that it looks wonderful. Oh, and another number was released today. Did you see this other number? It was featured on Mornings LA. The brand new other inflationary number was released. It's the LSI, the Lobster Short Index. It was not a good looking number. It just did not look good. I mean, the lobster short index never looks good. It just never looks good. It's just, yeah. Is it going up? I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to touch it. So in the second half of this video, we are going to touch lots of checks. Approximately $100,000. You qualify. Go right in this video and join this channel. Become a member right today. Remember, you can get checks on the weekend. They're open. Their websites are open. You need to make the effort, especially on the weekend. Have some free time. Just put down the lobster sauce and get to work. In the second half, we're going to go over all those incredible checks. Go under this video and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. And in the second half of this video, we're going to go over each and every one of these incredible checks. Plus, then we'll be looking back and seeing with what the new week will tell us and what that means for your benefits. Then we'll be looking back at those beats and why those beats are actually really good. We'll have the first jump into the newsletter in a long time. We're going to be jumping into the newsletter in this broadcast, and in a hysterical moment. Yeah, you're not hearing this. This is not made up. A pop singer is getting involved with your stimulus. Excuse me? If you know which pop singer is getting involved with your stimulus, jump in the live chat and write it. I'll be back with you after the commercial break, but remember to become a member right now. And I'll see you back in 60 seconds as America's most loved show in the prime time for financial news continues. It's Evenings LALATE. See you back shortly. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in the big second half with a lot of data coming this new week. But the data is not particularly expected to be strong. It's supposed to be weak. And that's why you need to get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Did you become a member during the commercial break? I hope you did. Go right in this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. And in the second half, we're going to go over each of these incredible checks one at a time. How are you? I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. You know, you have to tune in on the weekend to watch LALATE because there's so much breaking news on the regular. You can't just disappear on a Friday night and show back on Monday because you'd be saying, what I miss? They made lobster sauce a national law. Really? Yeah, you would want to miss that. But other than that, you need to tune on the weekends because there's always something happening. And we're going to go over that something happening starting right now. The President of the United States in the month of March had a series of executive actions that passed huge sums of stimulus. At the same time, the viewership of the channel said to me, LALATE, they haven't gotten that Build Back Better Act done yet. Can you get us some checks? That's what I do. And I found them checks, those checks from executive action of Joseph Biden. A series of checks that pay out a lot, approximately $100,000 for you. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less annual income, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're on SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, go get it as well. Viewers have been getting it since the month of March, cleaning up a lot. You've been seeing the people in the live chat. I've been seeing as well. If you've had just that story posted right now because you inspire people. These checks have been around since March. They're not going to be around forever. You get this money right now. So we're going to go over all these incredible checks one at a time. I've given them a lettering system and we'll show you how each of these checks work. And then we're going to go through the newsletter together as a family. All right, let's jump into the very first check right now. It is a delicious $6,500 to $12,000 fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. It's called Check A. And that incredible Check A is just incredible. You deserve this money. That's why you're going to get this money. $6,500 to $12,000 is a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you are on benefits, go get it. You know how to do this. Step one. Become a member. Go right in this video. Join the channel. Step two, get that incredible membership newsletter. And then go down to the membership newsletter and where it says Check A, there it is. It gives you the description. It gives you the link. You click the link. It sends you into the nationwide website. Then you choose your state and you pounce. You apply. Routing times are about 1 week out. You do it, but you're not going to stop there yet. Nope. You're going to go get Check B. Check B is a wonderful $15,000 to $80,000 fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less. It's called the Homeowners Grant, and you get this as well if you're on benefits, SSI and SSDI. You know how do you do this? Gun number one, subscribe to this channel. Go right in this video and subscribe to LALATE 1, subscribe to LALATE 2, 3 as well. Then go into this video and become a member of the channel you're watching right now, LALATE 1, and then look for that newsletter. And when you get that newsletter, go down to Check B. There it is. Click the link and go into the nationwide website and apply. But boy, did you just see what happened? Yeah, did you see what just happened? We just covered $100,000 of checks in just 10 seconds there. My goodness, that was fast. This one is about $12,000. Check A. Check B is about $80,000. Viewers are tracking on the high end. There's a $100,000 for you, baby. And we're just getting started. Let's get some Check C's now. Check C is wonderful. Viewers are averaging about 45,000. A lot have gotten over 150,000. And in many cases, it's just at least a $2,000 a month over 12-month MSC, monthly stimulus check. These incredible checks for C are huge. They're for rent, utilities, mortgage, and assistance. How do you get it? You know the routine. Go into this video and become a member. Hit the button that says join the channel. Become a member of LALATE 1. Then get that membership newsletter Monday through Friday. And go down till you find Check C. It'll tell you who to call, what to say, and when to say it. These incredible check Cs are part of the many, many checks that viewers have been getting on this channel since it launched. This channel has gotten viewers $50 million since it launched, and many of that monies have come from check Cs. If you want check Cs, go get a membership and sign up right now. Whether it's Nisi at $20,000 all the way up to Elizabeth at $27,000, that's the success stories that viewers of this channel have delivered for check Cs. Go get the money for rent. Do you want $15,000 for utilities? What about $7,000? Mark's brother-in-law got 15. Here's Nancy at 7. Go get check Cs. Do you want this type of money? Wow. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $250,000 over 10 years of Snap. That's one of the legacies of this channel. Like Larry Maui, who didn't know that there was Snap until he found LALATE. He's getting a lifetime. And then look at these incredible combinations of items. Nisi, Mark, Nancy. Now, the combinations are a series of multiple checks, and you qualify for these multiple checks, and you keep on getting them. Nisi has gone from $23,000 to $50,000. Mark has gone from $32,000 to a whopping $166,000. And Nancy, well, there you go. Let's see what happened to Nisi. 23 to 50. Mark from 32 to 50 to 100 to 166. And here's Lorraine. She went from 105 to 155. Absolutely incredible. You deserve these sums of money. Now, what is common among Nisi, Lorraine, Mark, and Johnny, and Margaret? They do the following three things. All three of them do exactly what I tell them to do, which is keep on getting checks. Keep on getting checks. Go back and keep on getting checks. Do not stop. Get checks today, get checks tomorrow, keep on getting checks. Number two, they watch all the videos. They watch all the videos because you need to know where this economy is and where it's going. You got to learn to earn. You got to move to groove. People who listen and learn, because this is an educational, informational news channel, really do really well. Those are the people that are winning, and you can as well. I have complete confidence in you. Let's recap. Number one, subscribe to this channel. You're watching LA1. Also subscribe to LA2 and LA3, coming to this family in less than 30 days. 2 new channels. Number two, make sure you hit the bell at the front of all those 3 channels so you have the notification set to all on, so you get a notification when something happens. And number 3, go under this video and join this channel. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. Get the incredible membership newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the YouTube member alerts. And let's go through that membership newsletter right now, together as a family. And it's just so simple. Can't make it any easier than this. Here we go. The LALATE membership newsletter. There you go, baby. It is wonderful. It is delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, via the YouTube alert. This is what a YouTube alert looks like for it. Right, first line says the membership newsletter. Go down the membership newsletter till you find the button after the guy with the surfboard. It says click and view the post. Click and view the post. You go right into the membership newsletter and you are done. That's the newsletter. Here it is. There it is. And you are done. You're ready to go get some money. Lots and lots of stimulus. Let's see that again. Let's go through that one more time. The LALATE newsletter is completely unique to just LALATE, and it's delivered Monday through Fridays, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Remember, that is West Coast and East Coast time. 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern, via the YouTube alerts. Let's look at the YouTube alert for the newsletter. There it is. First line of the newsletter, the alert says, for membership only, new LALATE post. That's the alert. That's the title of the alert by email. Then when you look at the first letter, the first words of the alert, it says LALATE membership newsletter today. It actually has the date. I think this one was July 13th. There it is. It tells you how to do it. Go down in this alert. This is the alert we're watching, the YouTube alert for members. Go down in the alert, past the guy with the surfboard, go down to the alert, and then you see the button. Click the button that says view post, and it sends you right in, and you pounce. So simple. Absolutely incredible. Get that incredible membership newsletter today. You deserve it. And with that, you are done with, that's the newsletter. You are done with getting your applications in, but you're not done there yet. You continue to do this on a regular basis, continue to get money on a regular basis. Remember early in this video, we went over those LA worksheets, also for members, totally free. And one of those pages was the second one about stimulus. You keep track of when you go get money and what months you get paid for. So, for example, let's say you got the water bill paid for the month of April from organization number one. Well, that was several months ago. Go now get May, June, July, August. Get a few months in the future. Don't just get past months, go get future months. Number two, remember the newsletter has lots of checks for you. So when we're talking about check C's, there's about 20 different checks that you need to get. There's a lot of different checks, a lot of different places to call. It's all there. Number three, this is only on LALATE. You're not going to see this anywhere else in the history of financial news broadcasting. No one cares about you as much as I do. No one prepares this as much as I do. This is why this channel is winning, and this is why you're winning. A financial future of this economy is very unstable as a recession is clearly underway, inflation's high, and we don't know how badly it's going to impact things. We saw the consumer confidence number released last Friday. It's the second lowest number we've seen on a long time, but we still see spending. We still see spending. So people are still spending. The pure impact on everything has not inherently yet been felt. Now let's go over the 3 pots of money covered in today's video. First, we just went over the 4 stimulus. Second, the benefits. So how does this work, Ally? Your benefits are tied to something called COLA. And COLA is determined based upon another number called the CPI-W. It's a subsection of the CPI, which we already saw this last Wednesday. It's an inflation number. If the inflation for the CPI stays high, then your benefits go up a lot. But it's only 3 months that it looks at the data. That's the rule. It only looks at the months of July, August, and September. Remember, the data is released a month later. So we have to hope that inflation this month, next month, and the month thereafter does not go down or stays about the same. And if that's the case, your benefits are going up an enormous amount. About $5,000 for a lot of viewers, but it's a percentage across the board. It's automatic. Yes, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits and more. And yes, if inflation goes even higher, it could go higher as well. Next, the Build Back Better Act. The Build Back Better Act will get done, but the question is when and at what price tag. And the negotiations continue with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi representing. There'll be a vote before the July, end of the month of July. $250 billion of free home health care and seniors and people on disabilities likely to survive. $25,000 for the purchase of your first home likely to survive. And about $15,000 to $80,000 of checks in there likely to survive. Let's go over the individual clusters. Hazard pay for my essential workers. Yes, one more year. The earned income tax credit. A lot of money, approximately $1,500. $4,000 of elder care. $4,000 of care for young children. $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. The nutrition and also the home repairs. As we go to the next cluster, it doesn't really likely survive. Why? Because home repairs in the second cluster is now check A, which we already gotten, and paid leave is likely to fall out. In that third cluster, we have money for seniors, free internet, dental, vision, hearing, lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, and more. And finally, MSC is dependent upon the existence of how large the bill sustains itself. So the bill does not sustain itself that large, then that possibility changes across the board. Now, along all this, what's important to understand is that this economy is changing very dramatically. And as it changes very dramatically, Americans have yet to what I call stampede. What's a stampede? Where they all rush and start looking for stimulus. That financial cliff has not happened. The way you're going to prepare your family for the financial cliff is doing everything that needs to be done ahead of time. First, in the next 90 days, expect consumer confidence to fall. Well, I got that one right. We already saw that in the number. Spending to fall. Well, it has not fallen, inflation non-adjusted. But when we look at the Friday number and we adjust for inflation, it did drop. And consumer income, we don't know just yet. Do not expect gasoline to continue to track lower or inflation or fast action because these are not been pivoted. The reason why gasoline is going to stay high is because there's been no change of policy by the White House administration. It is going lower because of the traders believing that there may be less demand for gasoline if we go into a recession. That means the CPI will stay high and the Federal Reserve will raise rates. We are already in a recession. The announcement is coming later in July. Unemployment is likely to track higher. Well, I got that right. It went from 235 2 weeks ago to 244 this week. The gasoline prices and interest rates, we certainly know the Federal Reserve is going to do that in the next few days. What you need to do is prepare your family accordingly. How do you do that? You become a member. You get as much stimulus as you can. You raise your savings, and you remove your adjustable rate debt. That is any type of debt that has an adjustable rate to it. Longtime viewer Terry Rose is in the live channel. He says, Ella, thank you for that advice. That was really good advice. Adjustable rate debt is something like car loans, credit card debt, where the rate is adjusted, it's moving. And if the Federal Reserve continues to raise rates, which it will, then that debt's going to continue to be more and more expensive every time you go to pay it. You don't want that. Get rid of it right across the board. The stages of this economy we are in is currently still stage 1, but the period of contraction is surprising everyone. We thought the recession was going to happen. I thought the recession was going to happen in January. I was the first American broadcaster to report we're even going to suffer a recession, but now it's coming in much earlier in phase 1. That's why you have to get this forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Go under this video and become a member. Become a member, join this channel right now, and get that incredible newsletter across the board. And with that, we have some funny, strange, peculiar, and just wacko news that came out of nowhere in the last 24 hours. One major pop star of the U.S. Economy has now come out to stimulate us. Well, sort of. That pop star is now advocating for your stimulus. Really? Who is advocating for us to be stimulated? Madonna? Yeah, it must be Madonna. You know, if we're talking about stimulation, it's Madonna. No, it's not Madonna. If you guessed Madonna, you guessed wrong. So who else would be out there to try to stimulate us? Well, in a strange twist of turns, this is not made up, a series of tweets have been levied against Joe Manchin by the pop singer Cher. Yeah, Cher. Cher is going after Joe Manchin. Did you have this on your bingo card for 2022? Did you have Cher versus Joe Manchin on your bingo card for 2022? I did not have this on my bingo card for 2022. Cher is very unhappy that the Democratic agenda has not been able to get done because of Joe Manchin. Wow, this is... I can't make this stuff out, folks. Cher is going after Joe Manchin, and rightfully so. Now, we have to really hope that she enlists the full spirit of the Purple Power community. This channel is called the Purple Power. Why? Because I used to wear purple, and people said, Mr. Purple. And I said, you have the power. You can advocate as well. You can do this as well. You have the power. And hence I called it Purple Power. And when we call it push, advocating for stuff, Purple Power push. So I think Cher should really pull out her entire resources. You know, Cher's very connected. She knows a lot of wonderful singers. So I think that Cher should really pull out that Rolodex and start making some calls. Who would I have Cher call first? I would have Cher first call Lizzo, the singer Lizzo. Why? Because she has the perfect song anthem for Chuck Schumer to call the vote on the Build Back Better Act. In fact, the song is number 1 on the U.S. Billboard R&B charts. The name of the song is It's About Damn Time. There you go, Lizzo. Let's re-release the song and just sort of play it for Chuck Schumer. Next, we should really aim high. I think Cher should reach out to Beyonce, not Mitch-once. No, not Mitch-once, Beyonce. And Beyonce has that other new hit song, and that is called "Release My Soul." And it's about people quitting. It's about, hey, it's stop living in a level of depression. Quit your job. I would send it to Joe Manchin. I would just send the song to Joe Manchin. Hey, Joe, can you just listen to this on replay like 1,000 times? And, when you go to sleep, just listen and maybe hypnotize you to quit. And just, release your song. That's a great song. The one that Mitch McConnell wants me to tell you to use, I don't necessarily agree with. There's a new Charlie Puth. You remember the Light Switch singer? Yeah, Light Switch. He has a new song out with Jung Jong, who's that lead singer on BTS, the great pop singer group. And the song is called Left and Right. Does this help the Build Back Better Act? I don't think that song does. Mitch thinks it does. I think it's exactly anti-Build Back Better Act. The lyrics of the song are, every time you drag me left or right. You drag me left or right. It sounds like Joe Manchin's theme song. I know, yeah. It's no, I do not think we should include the Charlie Puth song on Cher's wish list. But Cher, do your thing. I mean, the other thing that I would really encourage her is she, because she has been tweeting. She has been tweeting. That's not made up. To tweet Joe Manchin with a GIF of herself. Which one? The one from Moonstruck. Remember the one from Moonstruck? You know which one I mean. Where she says, snap out of it! And I hope you snap out of it as well. Get that incredible checks across the board. Jump right on this video. Become a member. Madonna, maybe she'll help us with stimulus next week. Housing starts coming on Tuesday. Wednesday are the existing home sales. We're going to see if that data continues to beat. We had all those major beats last week. I want to see if this data continues to track across the board. It's a new week, and we also have Bollard on Tuesday. She's after the Monday numbers as well. Get these incredible sums of money. Remember, these stimulus checks are right there now. You don't want to wait to get them. Get that incredible membership signed up right now. Become a member and get that money, approximately $100,000. You deserve it. You really, really do. You don't want to wait till the economy changes for the worse. And stay with me throughout the night. The programming continues with Evenings LATE every night at 5 o'clock, evenings countdown at 6 o'clock, streams almost at 7, extra at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at sunset, and the hit show LATE live every night at 5:45. Don't forget to sign up and subscribe for LATE 2 and 3, totally free. Subscribe for LATE 2 and 3, the new channels of video coming to this family, links to which are under this video. Become a member right now, and I'll see you out throughout the night. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful night. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you also on Sunday with new programming as well. And stay with LA for more.